Little Women centers on the experiences of three sisters who are living in poverty. One is a high schooler and is seriously talented at art, another is a journalist trying to crack the scoop when it comes to local corruption, and the final sister has just lost her job and is scrambling for money to help provide for the others. But when her co-worker commits suicide and she discovers a bag full of cash, it ends up sucking all of them into a world they cannot escape from. The eldest sister is constantly around a man, Ji-hyun from Squid Game, that seems to have ulterior motives, and it turns out her co-worker's death might not have been a suicide as it was presumed originally. The middle sister finds her journalism career in the dumps when it turns out the corruption she's investigating is connected to the money, while the youngest sister becomes good friends with the wealthy family involved in all of this. What ends up happening throughout the show is a bit of a sick game that ends up being played throughout the series. The show gets darker and it progresses through the plot points, and when it comes to the final explosion, it ends up happening with a great big bang. While this post isn't my typical synopsis one, as I think this is a show that you really have to see to understand, I think the writing in it is gorgeous throughout. Each of the main characters has a motivation, and the actresses play well into the strengths of the characters. They also really feel like sisters throughout as well, which makes it even more believable when things get worse for them that these are just fights and arguments that will pass with the storm. The visual components also add an interesting layer to how things unfold, as well as the characters venturing to other locations abroad to thicken the mystery elements of the plot. In the final episodes of Little Women, the intricate web of deception and tragedy woven throughout the series reaches its climax. Jae-sang, overwhelmed by his crimes and tangled in a complicated marriage with Sang-ah, takes his own life. Sang-ah, in possession of Jae-sang's orchid, reveals a dark side as she consolidates power and seeks revenge against those who stand in her way. In Joo, facing a dire situation, discovers the truth about Hwa-young's connection to the past. Hwa-young's testimony exposes Sang-ah's vengeful motives, leading to a courtroom revelation that shifts the balance of power. As Sang-ah tightens her grip on those around her, In Joo fights back, determined not to be defeated. The narrative takes unexpected turns as characters confront their pasts, and alliances are formed and broken. Do-il emerges as a pivotal figure, sacrificing everything for In Joo, and In Kyung gathers evidence to expose Sang-ah's crimes. The tension builds as the characters grapple with their fates and the consequences of their actions. In the intense final moments, the truth unfolds, leading to a dramatic confrontation between Sang-ah, In Joo, and Hwa-young. The series concludes with a mix of resolutions and open-ended possibilities, as characters make choices between living with the weight of the past or starting afresh. The finale explores themes of justice, revenge, and the consequences of unchecked power, delivering a satisfying conclusion to the intricate storytelling of Little Women.